their steps steady and hearts lightened by newfound hope. The muted earth tones of the world around them embrace the promise of a future rebuilt from fragments of yesterday. Their journey continues forward, united and unbroken. In the twilight shadows of Eldoria, a flickering light danced atop the ancient tower. Aelina, the young apprentice, raced through the crumbling halls, her heart pounding with urgency. The village below whispered of darkness swallowing the land, but only she knew why. Norman decided to try baking bread. How hard can it be? He asked his cat Muffin. The internet promised him sourdough would be easy and rewarding. He mixed flour and water, forgetting a crucial ingredient, yeast. With a confident smile, he left the dough to ferment on the kitchen counter. 24 hours later, Norman checked. The dough looked as flat as a pancake. He Googled frantically, "Did I kill the yeast?" He wondered aloud. Determined, Norman bought live sourdough starter from a local bakery. He mixed the new starter, flour and water, and with great ceremony, set the dough to rise again. This time, the dough grew, but so did a mysterious fuzzy blue spot. Is that mold or art? Norman mused, unsure if he should be proud or terrified. Deciding not to waste, he baked the bread anyway, expecting disaster. The kitchen filled with a pungent aroma that could clear a room. Norman's cat fled. The smoke alarm sang its shrill song. Still, Norman cut a slice and tasted cautiously. He said, face contorting. Maybe bread isn't my forte. But then the doorbell rang. His neighbor was there, holding a plate. You left the door open, she said. Our dog loved your bread. Norman laughed. Next time I'll bake something for humans, not canines. From then on, he stuck to cupcakes, which Muffin approved with less drama. Baking adventures are better with friends, Norman said, grinning as he offered a cupcake to his neighbor. Under flickering streetlights, Clara Voss lights a cigarette outside the dim jazz club. Her breath forms a mist in the cold night air, the silver locket at her neck catching the faint glow. Inside, Anna Lyle sings a haunting melody, her auburn curls. Arachne stood beside the roaring fire, her luminous silver hair casting soft light as she wove shimmering threads on her spindle, the delicate patterns glimmering like stars caught in a night sky. Thuron approached cautiously, his bronze skin marked with swirling tattoos that seemed to pulse with unease, warning Arachne of a fracture growing within the fabric of fate itself. Examining a fragmented mirror, Arachne saw flickers of looming darkness reflected beyond the veil, the shards revealing possible futures, yet none offering clear answers to the present threat. From the shadows of the trees, Selene slipped silently, cloaked in shifting dark folds, her hidden eyes glinting faintly as she observed the unraveling threads of destiny. A chill wind swept through Arachne's chamber, causing the threads in her weaving to twist and break abruptly, as if an unseen force sought to distort her carefully crafted patterns. At the edge of the dense forest, Thuron stood tense, his swirling tattoos pulsating with each breath as he sensed the growing distortion in the natural order around him. With trembling fingers, Arachne traced the silver thread that linked her spindle to the shattered mirror, feeling the fragile connection flicker under the strain of unseen forces. From a distance, Selene watched coldly as shadowy tendrils crept from the heart of the forest, creeping relentlessly toward the vulnerable village. A spectral spider, ethereal and shimmering, visited Arachne, weaving a cryptic warning in its intricate web that shimmered with threads of light and shadow alike. Thuron rallied the villagers with urgency, urging them to arm themselves against threats unseen yet palpable, preparing for a battle fought on the edges of light and darkness. Arachne wove a protective talisman from the finest thread, her emerald eyes shimmering with fierce resolve as the talisman glowed softly in her hands. The mirror's fractured pieces pulsed rhythmically, momentarily revealing glimpses of Selene as she maneuvered behind the shifting shadows, plotting her next move. Thuron clashed fiercely with shadowy figures emerging from the forest, his tattoos flaring brightly as he fought against the encroaching darkness threatening the land. In the village square, Arachne's talisman blazed with radiant light as she stepped forward to confront the growing darkness, threads of fate swirling around her in defiance. Suddenly, the silver thread snapped with a sharp crack, and an eerie silence fell across the land, the stillness bracing all for the inevitable wave of change to come. From her shifting shadows, Selene's form solidified, revealing her pale, enigmatic face beneath the hood, her eyes gleaming with sinister intent. Arachne confronted Selene directly, who defied the sacred rules of fate, threatening to unravel all that Arachne and Thuron had fought to preserve. Thuron broke through the veil of shadows only to find fragments of his own past, scattered and distorted, memories twisted by the dark influence emanating from Selene. Arachne's weaving faltered as the threads resisted her will, the delicate strands pulled violently as Selene tore at the edges of reality, distorting the loom of destiny. Desperately, Arachne reached into the mirror's depths, clutching a glowing shard in her palm as she sought hidden knowledge that might turn the tide. Selene summoned webs of darkness that ensnared villagers, binding their wills to her cause and twisting their hearts with shadow-spun deceit. With fierce determination, Thuron broke free from the suffocating webs,